On Giants. Mounds, Monsters, Myth and Man, or Why We Want to Be Small, by Brad Lockwood.
Copyright 2010, Brad Lockwood, all rights reserved.
Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Fort site northeast of Little+Valley, New York.
We're hot on their trail. Bugs swarm, branches above buzz. Undeterred, Stuart bounds ahead, then rears abrupt with a whine, glance backwards. Dave retakes the lead, woodsman, semi-retired plant manager and full-time trapper. 68 going on 39. Our guide, Dave Berg, swipes knee-high pines aside, noticeably more comfortable now than when we met in town. Farther, he stops too. Pauses a moment, eyes falling and hands cupping chin. Expression part grimace, part amused. Off again. Trail regained, hopping another downed and rotting trunk. The swiping continues. Phoebe brings up the rear, eyes studying, hands batting flies fruitlessly. A recent master of history and archaeological experience in that her sister's one. The woman I may have married, Phoebe Neidel, 27 years old last week, and suspicious of my latest subject, more so the requisite search. Our assistant, Stuart Gleek, has again gone out of sight. A low grunt soon fills the forest, followed by groans and a grinding sound. Ecstasy. A close look and he's on his back, butt strangely contorted upwards, neck and shoulder rolling. Molting, he's found a corpse. Stuart! Phoebe and I yell, almost in unison. One last roll and he's back up, stinking and sniffing. 4 years old, 28 in dog years. Mutt black lab beagle mix bastard. He nor we never met his father. Stuart dashes forward, following Dave's feet, getting a boot to the snout for sniffing the sole. I sweat between, attracting insects from Stuart that soon flock to Phoebe, downwind. Wretched sense every step. 35 years feeling like 50, huffing, almost wheezing, whispering how I must quit smoking, freeing my snagged leather book bag from brush, and hand digging inside. Disposable camera fetched and lucky strikes confirmed. I will be ready. There's another hilltop not far from here on the Seneca Reservation along the Allegheny River, where a prehistoric battle was fought. Stonehenge smashed, large rocks and ruins, Armageddon, a site so devastated that no one goes there. Try and you'll get shot. The Seneca protect their land, but even they won't approach this particular spot or allow others. It's said to be haunted by a single survivor, a giant with a taste for flesh. Is this another? I must be ready.
It's up here. I remember. It's been a while, but I remember. This looks right.
Dave says during another pause, lean frame solid and silent in the woods, eyes low.
They've been running horses up here, see?
Pointing to worn wet paths crisscrossing at his toe. It doesn't take decades of experience to see horseshoes in the mud, but few other than Dave could parse multiple fresh trails from one much older, faded and overgrown.
The forest changes. It's always changing, I think. Yep, it's right up here.
Continuing, Stuart again springing to action, somehow elevating himself over a 3-foot-high trunk, front paws to hinds, opposable thumbs unnecessary, he's up and over. We follow. Phoebe closes distance, interested now and or avoiding another swarm. I pick up pace, running a finger over the film advance wheel, then pressing the flash charger below, until a low emanates. Dave looks back, glaring until realizing what I'm holding. He grins, eyes to the forest floor, often now. Hill cresting slowly until a plateau is exposed. We're close.
It's right up here, I'm sure of it.
Repeating, less exasperated than annoyed. Then, again.
The forest changes on you. I haven't been up here. There it is. I told you so.
The trail ends here.
This is it?
Phoebe wonders aloud, too aloud, but Dave can't stop grinning. He promised me a fort over the phone, and here one is. Or is it? I remain quiet, peering until pacing, steps more careful now, blinking, squinting, wiping brow with a sweat-stained shoulder. Stuart is again in ecstasy, another corpse or relief, rolling on the ground, paws kicking the sky. The canopy is high, 60 feet of growth. Third generation, probably.
Nice cherry. Look at that one. Straight and tall. Know how much that tree's worth? I can't believe they haven't cut these yet. Another one, all cherry.
Thank bureaucracy and other priorities for that. This is state land after all and won't be logged until after the election. And when this cherry gets cut, our find will be lost. Horseback rides crisscrossing can't compare to logging skidders and bulldozers. The immediate forest will be cleared within weeks. Yet the fort we found has been here for centuries, maybe millennia. My ancestors used to clear these same spots, honestly with an axe and oxen. They earned this land, and where we're standing was sacred to woodsmen, admired and avoided. Bizarre bald areas in the wilderness. Old growth engulfing irregular yet symmetrical formations from Quebec to Louisiana. Peculiar places purposely left undisturbed.
Footnote.
Tens of thousands of forts and mounds covered North America upon the arrival of the Europeans. The Middle Ohio Valley region alone has over 70 documented sites available for public viewing. Hundreds of others were razed by homesteaders and agrarians and lost forever.
Stewart senses this, maybe why he needed the musk of death approaching and entering.
It's 90 yards in diameter.
Footnote.
A revisit to the fort in 2008 showed the diameter to be 99 yards, or strides, across, confirmed by myself, 6'1", and my father, about 5'7", crossing the center to the other side and trench. We found an X carved deep into the bark of an old beech tree. Dave really said 90 feet, but meant yards. And that X is indeed strange.
And I think a gate is right
Dave informs, pointing.
here.
Phoebe and I follow his outstretched arm to the ground, our eyes adjusting, focused on seeing something. We both give up. Looking at each other, it's all too clear that we're lost. Without Dave, a local we both met for the first time 30 minutes ago, a guy I was told to call by another distant local, we'd be utterly lost. The forest changes on you when you're trying to find a specific spot, but mostly when trying to escape. And the gate, to the east, Dave eyes, is right here.
There.
He's still pointing, so we lean, look, and then we do at last see something. Flat earth. The clue, without which we would not be here, is actually invisible. The gate is in fact level dirt on the forest floor, and by seeing how flat the ground is, only then may we accept it. Step back and all is revealed. A long, low trench is running between our legs. Standing by the eastern gate, we're actually straddling a fort wall that once stood 20 feet plus high. An ancient, impenetrable position atop western New York. Today the ignored overlord of Little+Valley, the dead center of Cattaraugus County. This position's import is undeniable. Hip high on Phoebe, 5'5", the trench encircling this flat hilltop fort is suddenly apparent. It's hard to miss now that we know where and how to look, so we follow it. Into the trench, then out, inside the fort, then across. Maybe 3 feet wide at present, 2006. Who knows how wide when functioning, defending. 4, maybe 5 feet. As this circular ditch was dug, the disturbed dirt was hurled atop, creating an inside rim and retardant. Packed ever higher and higher, it's ingenious really. A 3-foot ditch can become a 6-foot obstacle by excavating a primitive moat, packing the unsettled earth along to create a tall embankment as well. Again, who knows how deep or high? I've yet to find any early documentation of this particular fort or formation based on evidence, but all people fearing attack will reinforce readily and regularly. The inside wall is eroded back into the trench, returning to its origin. How many autumns will it take to fill this forest fancy? No official measurements are necessary, impossibly imprecise. How many autumns have already passed? Even a millimeter of leaves, dirt and deer droppings per year will fill how much space, say, over 500 years, when the last of these forts were in use or reuse? Was this trench 1.5 feet deeper? 4-foot wide moat, 4 feet deep, and an impenetrable upper inside wall another 4 feet higher? Approach and assault, fall into this ditch and face an 8-foot tall enclosure, imprisonment or instant death. Do you know where you found the post holes? I asked Dave. raking the ground.